right, Jackie, you came all the way from Australia to come down here to Oceanside. First of all, what's the vibe like here on this beach?
Oh man, the vibe is electric. The vibe is just so inclusive and supportive, and all your international family friends that you catch up with, like everyone's just vibing, and it's just, the energy is really high and everyone is really supportive. So it just feels, it's just exciting to be around. Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, plus there's nothing like being at the beach.
No, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, sand between the toes and, salt air.
All right, so Jackie, you surf Prone 2. Explain Prone 2 quickly and what it is that, why you surf. It's an assisted surfing, but go ahead and explain.
Okay, so Prone 2 is an assisted division where I'm in a wheelchair, and my position on a surfboard is I'm sort of laying down in the prone position, and I have a water support team because I can't paddle for myself, so I'm already in the position on my board, and my water support team swim me out the back. They hold on to me and duck dive if we need to, and then they help me select the waves and push me on and glide me on, and I'm already like rolling along. But yeah, and then they catch me when I fall off because I can't sort of swim for myself and get back on the board, so I need that assistance to get on the board. So yeah, that's how I sort of get around and surf and compete.
So you obviously have to have a relationship as a Prone 2 with your assistant out there. Is it someone from your home team? Is it someone you really trust? Is there someone that you work with exclusively so that you can catch your best wave, have your best ride? And what is the relationship?
Yeah, so as you expand your experience in getting out in the water regularly, you like to try and work with people and establish a relationship with as best a waterman as you can, and you try and get somebody as regularly as you can to take to these meets, especially in this situation. A lot of these para athletes are self-funded, so it's kind of really difficult to bring people with you from your country. In my division, I need minimum 2 people to assist people. So to have somebody regular that I know, one of the first years I came over here, I could only bring a caregiver. I didn't have a water support team, I didn't have a pusher, a catcher, so I had to tap into the local community, and a couple of guys hooked me up with a couple of local guys here, and it was really hard because they didn't know what I liked or my style or how to get me in. Now, forward a couple of years, I've got like a couple of regular water support guys that I've established a relationship with. They're really intelligent watermen and they understand the ocean, and so you build that trust and you build that understanding of your ability, and they know how they're going to throw you into a wave. So it's super important to have that understanding with each other because they know how to hold you, like what your comfort is. So that's a really key thing. But in order to be able to bring them with you, it's so hard getting here because you're paying for everything yourself. And then you got to try and pay for them, and with flights, transfers, accommodation, and then somewhat make it viable for them to make a wage over the week. As much as they'll do it and support you and love you, that's a really good question, and it's a really big thing to have a core group.
Does your assistant, are they allowed to tap down on you and go, hey man, third break coming in is going to be your ride? Is that legit?
There is so much strategy around this, and so if you're out in the water, if you look up on the pier, we're allowed to have spotters up on the pier and shouting out, "Oi!" The next set's coming, or go the second one, and they're holding you. So it's a real balance between your knowledge and your comfortability and you reading the wave, and then them behind you going, "Oh no, I don't think you're gonna," or maybe we go left here, and you got to trust that with your team. So they're allowed to guide you, they're allowed to hold you, they're allowed to assist in saying, "Oh, keep going because I reckon you're going to get around that section. I'm going to push you anyway. This is a really good one." And that's that balance and trust of, so they can.
I have to imagine each category has its own challenges, its own unique wave, its own style. So with Prone 2, what is it do you think that the judges are looking for to create high scores? Is it cutbacks? Is it riding over the top of waves? I mean, what is it about your division that you feel you need to do to score max points?
See, I think it changes every day on the conditions, and because sometimes depending on the waves and the length of the ride usually is what sort of creates a higher score, because if you're getting the face all the way to the dirt, because it's a lot more of a skill because of our core balance to be able to hold on. But like a really good carve on the open face, zigzagging, if you can kind of get up over the lip. It's a similar philosophy with regular surfing, speed, power, flow. That's the usual format that, you get scored high on, but they kind of make allowances for our ability. And so you would probably say length of ride, just directional changes is a key one. And I think that's sort of the way you get the most points.
When you get down to the beach and you examine the waves, what's the one that makes you lick your lips? I mean, what's the height of the wave? What's the break of the wave? What is it that excites you most as you see the waves?
I think just if it's really clean conditions, like any surfer, you just get excited by a really good looking wave. I think probably the length, if a really nice open face, because it gives you more opportunity to carve and sort of go up and down. And if it's sort of curling, you kind of got that rip bowl sort of, feeling. But I think just a really clean, nice looking wave, like a surfer before, a surfer now, it doesn't matter. You see good waves, left, right,
Hey, you're a surfer, so I know when you go to bed at night and you're dreaming about the perfect wave or the perfect ride, think back. Do you have one ride that you took? What was it all about, and what made it so special?
There are many, but you can sort of go back pre-accident and think to a couple of magical sessions that are really, stay with you. Personally, I have a couple of breaks at home, and I don't want to be one of those stereotype typical answers, and each surfer will tell you, whether they like doing carves, they like doing airs. For me, I really like the barrel and finding tubes, and there's a couple of places back home that I can remember still standing in these cylinders and just being really quiet in that moment, really glassy, really highlighted blue, and you just hear the spit go past you, and you can kind of feel it now, when you go back. So that for me is probably the most, as far as, the memorable moments.
Someone can give you a plane ticket and a free trip to anywhere to go surf that you haven't been. Where would it be?
One of my bucket list things, and what I'd like to do, is try and find somewhere around either Fiji or Tahiti, somewhere like tropical and somewhere like a really nice wall with a barrel. But you got to search these waves, but that would be tropical and board shorts and clean and clear water. That's my that's my dream. With my best friends too.